second delay on Zoom to YouTube.
Oh, really?
Then I need to send the link into Telegram.
Are you going to try to answer questions off of the live stream, or are you going to use Telegram?
Zoom to YouTube. Oh, really? Then I need to send the link. I guess we're live, man.
Are you going to try to answer questions off of the live stream, or are you going to use Telegram?
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
So I think I need to. Oh, really? Then I need to send the link. I guess we're live. I don't know how this works. Okay, watch this. You hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
So I think I need to. I think I'm just going to X out since we're live. I'm just going to X out of the YouTube so that we. I think I'm just going to X out since we're live. I'm just going to X out of it. No, I need to see the comments. I just muted my computer. We're good.
Yeah. I was going to say you're going to have to mute that, or it'll never work.
Yeah. So we're physically live streaming on YouTube right now.
All right. So fire a link over. Can you do that?
Yeah. Hold on. Boom. We are live.
I can't see. I don't know. Is there any way I can see the YouTube screen for questions? I wonder if I can open that.
Yeah, I'm going to try to share my Zoom screen. Watch this. Oh wait, whoops! You can see on my channels. I'm sharing all sorts of info here, which is fine. Whatever. How do you like my green? How do you like my green? By the way,
oh, dude, the green is pure.
Steve Jobs black. This is. So you're wearing
green for like green rockets or what?
I'm manifesting green igniting candles.
Dude, I can whenever I switch off, I lose the meeting. So then I got to rejoin. That's annoying. I wonder if I can open that in a different window. Such an amateur.
Okay, are you watching YouTube on a side window? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just wondering because I'd like to see this. I am not currently, but I can try that.
So you can see comments, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to close.
Wait, watch this. If I switch back to Zoom meeting, right, which this I think goes straight to YouTube, and I'm not sure how it works, but watch this. Share screen. If I share the YouTube screen back through Zoom, I think this is it, man.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean my Zoom page says we're live, so hopefully people are seeing this and
we're live.
A little behind the scenes. Yeah,
we have 4 people watching. Great. All right.
And if anybody can hear this, fire a question over and see if we can. Let's see if that works.
Welcome to our inaugural live stream. And it all figured out here at the 11th hour. I'm trying to get this window bigger, just a little bit. People can see our little thing. And this is where it goes like window and a window and a window and a window. Can you see it?
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. That's way too much.
Okay. Let me try to do this. I'm going to share my.
Whoa.
Well, let me just try to go to here's the problem, man. And then we talked about this, right? Right. I'm making a video of me saying right over and over for 3 hours straight so people can just play it all the time. My profile, I had to make a new profile on Google, right? Right. So it's Jedioshi, whatever. And so all my other stuff is loaded on Chrome. We'll get this all figured out. So I had charts and stuff pulled up.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me stop sharing this because I need to just work for a minute. So can you see my screen?
I see you.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching us try to figure this all out. It's pretty straightforward, but then you get into these settings and you're like, my profile over here, and my trading view account is, let me sign in over there. And
I was just wondering if YouTube Live itself had a Zoom like feature where we could just go through YouTube and split screen and share screen and that kind of stuff.
So I don't know. I see that was the problem. I was like trying to get it through YouTube, but then realizing that I
Yeah.
needed to get it. I know how we Zoom together, right? So
Yeah.
what's my trading view? Well, I'm just gonna have to, dude. I'm just gonna have to roll with just trading view. I did want to show some. I wanted to show this charts.cointrader.pro. I wanted to show. I had this sweet overlay.
Mm.
No, watch this, man. I can get it. Watch this. All right, watch me share this. Yes, this is it. Can you see Amazon book?
Yeah.
Trading Wisdom? Okay. I think this is going to go live to YouTube then. Then I have this, the chart. I'm going to re-engage. So this should be good on YouTube. But I just can't see the chat. Unless I fire it up on my Mac. Watch this.
It still says we're live right now, FYI.
I know. Yeah, we're live. Hey, everybody. We're just working through some tech here. All systems normal. Just checking in. How's everything on your end? Look, we're gonna have company. Remember that? Watch this. I'm gonna fire it up on my Mac on the side. It's kind of low tech, but yeah, we're live. We have 1 thumbs up. Yeah, smash the likes, everybody. Dist Radio, Jen, Golden Era, Mikey, what's going on? Dist Radio. Works good. Small personal screen with the main. Oh, let me mute that. Let me mute my Mac over here. Sweet.
Oh,
So I just need that for the chat window. And I know people do these things differently, right? So like some people have like an iPad on the side.
Smash the likes, everybody.
hang on. Can you hear that?
Hold on. I'm hearing my
I just
I did mute it. So it's going away in a minute.
no. Hang on.
Is that
I
you?
had to mute it on my end. Yeah. I just pulled up the link.
All right.
So
All right,
just so
we're
I can see if there's questions, I want to be able to see it. So
Okay, sorry. Can you see this AT&T thing? All right, never mind. You're seeing the Bitcoin. You have the Bitcoin chart up, and it looks like after about 20 seconds or so, it appears on live stream. Cool. All good. The
all good.
Qs, all good. CM, what's going on, CM? Mute.
Oh, nice. Here we
All right.
go. Yeah.
All right, we're good. Let's go. See,
I think people are really going to be able to help us with this as we fumble around, man.
Like they already are, man. I have a lot. Well,
yeah,
a lot of friends in the DMs and everything. They're like, "Hey, I'm a pro." I showed you the logos, right? My buddy Tommy.
Oh yeah, sure.
He's like, "Man, I'm gonna do it for you." Awesome work, awesome stuff. So you saw that, and people are like, "I'm a pro video editor, and check this out." And I'm like, that's awesome. So,
cool,
dude, let's. So I think I just wanted to live stream for an hour or two, and I wanted to show a couple things that I've been looking at lately. So you want to do that, and then you can show whatever you're doing, and then we can just whatever people want to jump in, and people have questions or comments, like drop that in the chat. We can talk about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's
whatever.
go.
So, all right, let's go. I moved my mic in a little closer, so I think that when I did that early morning session yesterday, my mic was over on the side, and whatever. Hey, live and learn, right? We're getting better.
Dude,
All
the
right,
morning session was great, man. It was great. It was like this, like peaceful, like have a cup of coffee and listen to Rambo.
I'm gonna do more of that too, because I was up way early and I had it all done, and then I was even up before my kids got up, and so I was doing breakfast stuff and got them to school, and that was a totally different day. Awesome.
Cue the intro, man. Let's go.
All right. Cool music. Boom. We're good. All right, here we go. Let's do some charting. All right, check this out. So we are in this downtrend, right? And still correcting. Bears in control. I wanted to show something here on the RSI. I do this every day, but it's still in play. So when we come down and see how we actually, the RSI needs to close for it to actually move. It does move throughout the day as the candle grows and shrinks. if we were to, when we zoom in on the 1 hour, you're going to see a little bit of a sell off. Earlier today, we were at 49.3. See that in the gift zone right there? Every time. You see how it came up from the gift zone here? It's halfway. And not every time, but it's a trading theory that I was taught. And you just start looking for it. Look at this play right here. And sorry, I'm kind of getting off track here, but see this big red candle? The next candle, this is a daily. Next candle wicked up to right about middle. So you just see, that's just the kind of things that you see a lot. Either, I'm not sure if it's trend, but I don't rely on it a lot. But when I see it, I'm like, oh, look at that. There it is. Kind of gift zone. So when you
that's probably, I bet it's more reliable when you're actually in a downtrend. It probably works more often than not.
Could be. I have seen it on uptrends. Like when you get a green and then a wick back, like this is it, sort of. This is a wick back to about half. There's a lot of there's a lot of things in play, and
definitely
a lot of like, oh, look at it, touch the 8 EMA and let's use that forever and whatever. I'm telling you, the RSI
all right, back
system.
to your channel. Yeah,
let's go. Okay, downtrend. We are below the RSI. We have not broken yet. Bears in control until we do. This needs to break first. Then I think we can see some price action. Until that happens, bears in control. Just remember that. Prevailing wind direction is bearish. What I wanted to show is what I might, or what I was thinking that we could expect to see. Maybe. I don't like this chart. I'm sorry. This is Gemini. I'm sorry. Let me switch. This wick is deeper. There we go.
There you go.
This is the one I wanted.
Yep.
Okay. Here's the wick. The body here, we're still, let me blast this. I just put these circles so I remember. I'm going to draw this. Okay. And my channel, it's not that important, but whatever. We'll leave it here. Here's kind of what, and we can do bodies. It's fine. Here's what I was thinking we could see. When we look at this area, here's what I want to show you. See this area? Let's look at this. This top. Do you see this RSI? Obviously, bearish. It wasn't a new high, but it was a top and then a lower high. Okay, so watch this. What if, and again, this is just what if, because you and I are running through like 30 scenarios a day, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what if that? What about this? What about this? What about this? Because as a trader, you have to be prepared for anything, and you have to be thinking about all the possible probabilities and possibilities. Like I could see this happening. I could see that happening. And none of these, obviously, as we know, none of these are the gospel. None of these are like, this is going to happen. Right.
Yeah.
So you just think, okay, what's likely to happen? And what can I see? And when I do that, I go to the daily. I might trade the 1 hour, but it's more like trends. But I go to the daily for structure and that sort of thing, at least daily.
Definitely.
Or like weekly, monthly. All right. Well, what I want to show you was I wanted to take this and I wanted to inversely project it here. So watch this. You have the high and a lower high. Okay. RSI the same. High, lower high, then down.
Sure.
Here, kind of broke that ledge. You broke down on that ledge. That's where my signal comes in. Break that, you break that, boom, red. Okay. Take this now, apply it to a bottom. What would you expect to see? Ready? See this line? What if, this is what I want to show you. What if I'm looking for bullish divergence or, strength in the RSI, what if this is the low and we come out and we put in a higher low and then up? Right. That would give me what I'm looking for, which is, switch this over to green, which is that, right? We would also break RSI first. And then I think what price action might look like is, let's just do that. I think price action that would match this RSI would look like this, maybe this, maybe that. And like we've talked before, I'm not sure we don't need to make a new low, but if we do, we do. Either way, this might play because it's counting candles in its history.
Sure. Right.
So that whatever, new low, higher, higher low, each work in my book. Because once we come up here and do that, I think we can get bullish. We'll get bullish again. And like, as you know, in my book, bulls will regain control. In my book, this is the early warning for me, RSI. This is the final, how I would call it. I'd say, okay,
that's right, man.
Now we have a new trend in RSI. We've established that new trend in RSI. We've established a new trend in price. Looks to me like bulls are in control. And then you start looking at candles and that'll just confirm it. So that's what I wanted to show you was this idea of what I'm looking for down here. And again, this is daily. So this is all the way out to December 18th. I don't know how long it will play out. We've talked about, the price action could go on for, for days or whatever, but, let's look at how we're doing on the hour. It's basically just sideways chop. And, until I sent you this earlier, but until we come in here and clear this range, either way, it's chopped to me. And all these lines, like we send lines back and forth a lot, but all these lines, man, the longer you go on, the less likely it is that matters or, something else matters. It's just, you get in this chop zone. Like then we get into like, hey, this looks Wyckovian or accumulation distribution, and you get all that stuff. And what I do along the way though, is I look at my RSI and I look at price and I just do my thing. Right. So I'm looking at things like this. It's kind of breaking over and it's kind of, it's kind of falling off. And is this it? Kind of is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Are we, oh, look, we got a breakout. Are we going north now? No, we're not. Oh, are we breaking down now? No, we're not. We're still ranging. And so we need to confirm break either way.
And just, you can go right back. I mean, just so from the beginning of that range, right at the end of the previous correction, you can see the action on the hourly before that was very similar to what you're seeing right now. Just horizontal ranging until it just falls off the ledge.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the longer we go along this path that we're on in this range, I think personally, I think it becomes more likely that it takes one more dip.
Yeah. I just wouldn't be surprised either way, really, honestly, right? I mean, I agree. I'm 60, 70, 30, 40 that we get some sort of a dip. Do we need a new low? I don't think we have to have it, but I think we're going to get one more pain punch, and then bulls take over, and it's going to be really fun.
And we were talking earlier about that theory of, if there's a whole bunch of bulls just waiting for that last dip down, you may not see it. You may not see it go lower than that wick. It may be a higher low because everybody's got money ready. Like they want to scoop in and buy that dip. And so that last little move down may not actually get below that nasty looking wick. But I mean, it's impossible to tell. But I think there are, just judging by the sentiment I see, I think there's a lot of people waiting to buy this dip. So, 40, 41, 42, I would do it for me.
Yep, me too. Or down to 38, whatever. I just want to see some really sweet deals on my favorites.
Totally.
Akita. Hey, there were in the chat, there was some stuff about ICP. Did you see that? Did you see that chart?
Yeah, I did.
Looks pretty good, huh?
I've been looking at ICP. It's been a minute, but yeah, it's always on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the chart looks good.
Yep.
I'm looking.
Hey, in the comments. Hey, Nelson, nice to see you, buddy. Distrado. Some coins are running independent of BTC. Exactly. I wanted to show you this something. Bravo, you cool if I just switch over real quick?
Yeah, go.
All right. Watch this. I'm gonna have to move our thing. So, hey, just a quick thing. When we talk on my screen, I can see you and I both, but on YouTube, it switches to whoever's talking, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Can you see the screen now? Let me see if it flips over to. I need to get my mic up so I can sit up straight. But okay, look at this. All right, it switched. Sorry for the delay, guys. We'll get this figured out. But I use a website called charts.cointrader.pro. and it's free. And then you go into Bitcoin, and then you can switch on a line chart. And then I use this compare tool, and I've shared some of these comparisons where you can overlay as many altcoins as you want on top of Bitcoin. But what I did today was I just added Bitcoin and and Luna. I'm just thinking about one that's kind of done really well lately. And I wanted to show you that, like what Distradio said in the comments. Yeah, it's Luna's decoupled. Look at that.
Absolutely.
These are separate scales. So I can do this and I can move. You can move. This is Bitcoin in blue and Luna in orange, but you can move. I would say that they weren't perfectly coupled. You know, they've always been a little bit decoupled, but then I kind of move some of these. Like I would look at this area and say, okay, I'm going to lock them in right here and then see what happened. But look at Luna.
Sure.
Luna was down at 40. Like, so Luna's up. So since Thanksgiving, Luna's up 50%. Bitcoin's down, whatever. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So just, you know, a lot of people are thinking, and I am too, and we are too, is liquidity, which alts perform better or have performed better. And we go back and look at that March, April, May time period as a fractal or an example. But really lately, I've been looking at, I want to know the runners probably the last month or two. Which coins, when you see Bitcoin get bullish or have a retrace in its fall, and it has a little bit of a relief run, what I've seen is, I know that because I've been watching close, Shib and Akita, the meme coins, have responded really well when Bitcoin gets bullish. And but I didn't notice Luna until today. So my point is, what I would do is I would start going through here and I would just build a list and just take a look and say which ones have done well. And so I'm not saying I'm going to jump. I would really put fresh capital here into Luna on a dip, but maybe. I mean, what if we do get a Bitcoin dip and Luna drops to 48? I'm just looking at it. I don't know. That's a 20% correction from here. Maybe. But do you think here's the thing. Do you think Luna comes back faster than anything? Or do you think that, so here's my theory. I think that if we do get a flush, everything just dumps and then everything actually gets a pop back. And then you get into selective mode. So I think if we get a flash, I think everything kind of gets a bounce. And then you get things like Luna start taking off and Solana and then, you know, Gala or whatever, dog coins.
Sure.
What do you think?
I do. I tend to agree. I tend to think, you know, liquidity is going to flow where it's been flowing before. And, you know, for people that don't know, we've been studying past market cycles and trying to figure out which alts are going to decouple first. And I mean, we could show the report, but Rambo here did about a 3-day report on pretty much every coin in the top 100 and analyzed how it worked during our April-May run versus Bitcoin. And so we got a pretty good idea of which alts were moving and the strength. And we made a list that way, but that doesn't necessarily translate to what the next move is. And I think it's super important to look at what has momentum right now. I don't necessarily know that we can just look back at the spring charts and say, look, this is where liquidity is flowing. I think momentum really matters. Luna obviously has momentum. AVAX still chart looks good, has momentum. I mean, there's a few if you go down the list, but the question is, do you want to put your capital into something with a short runway and a quick burst, or do you want to position yourself, you know, for a little bit bigger move with a higher X factor? You know, it's absolutely where you've got to figure that out, obviously, for yourself. But on these coins like Luna, I think there's opportunity to make some money, but you have to be on top of it because I think the run's going to be quick. I think it's going to be a sharp move, and it's going to be a sharp move down because I do think some of these are going to hit a blow off, and that's it, right? I mean, like Luna's
like their final wave
Solana,
5, right?
AVAX, totally. Yeah. And do I think that's going to happen? I do. I really do. I think I would be comfortable putting money in those, in Solana and AVAX and Luna and some of these, you know, coins that had monster runs. But then you got to be watching and ready to get out of there quick.
Yeah. Right. Just watch the chart, like we keep talking about. When you get runners, just keep watching the chart. And if you see weakness and you start seeing breakdowns, start really thinking about what you need to do. Don't sit in it. Don't sit in it all the way back.
No, and if I'm going to trade a chart that looks like that, I'm going to go in with preset idea of where I'm selling it.
Absolutely. Like we
We
do
can
with our
obviously
fib.
get in.
Like we do with our fibs,
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I can pull up pretty much any chart and it's already got a fib laid over it just to give you an idea of what the price action looks like and where it could possibly be going. Some of these coins are, I mean, they've had a huge run, massive run.
Yeah, they have. They really have off the bottom. And
huge.
You know, so there have been a classification or a class of coins that have been monsters this year. And then you have Civic, Dash, EOS, these other projects that haven't done anything. I mean, they have done something, right? But in comparison, they have not moved. I mean, they have not run their multiples. They haven't even got to old all-time high. Look at Litecoin.
No.
Yeah. Litecoin's, 420 all-time high, tapped it, probably massive cup and handle. Probably runs, but it's just not getting it's just not getting the liquidity. And that's the game is you have, like to position, or the game that I choose to play is to try to position yourself to where you think the liquidity is going. And unfortunately, like if you were to tell me, okay, where's it going to go on, say, middle of November, I'm not going to be able to say like, oh, well, Luna's going to run independent of others. There's no way.
No,
there's no way you can predict where. I mean, I can predict it, like charts and levels and possibilities and that sort of thing, but there's no tool, there's no data out there, in my opinion, to predict where capital is going, unless you have sort of insider information, or you look at things like, like I've played this game a lot, and it's like you want to get in pre-hype, right? You want to get into where, coins are, Twitter. There's Twitter analytics where you get into social media type analytics, what's being talked about, what's hot. It's pretty obvious once you get into crypto Twitter, what everybody's talking about, and they have analytics tools to give you a real sense of what's everybody talking about, what's everybody excited about. That's when you had like the AVAX pump and the Solana pump, and everybody, whatever, that like Crypto Kaleo, right? Like he was just banging on all these gems like over and over. He was finding all the hot action. So, but where we are in cycle right now, whether this is mid-cycle or end cycle or whatever it is, or maybe from here we just blow off to 120 and we're done. I don't know, right? But again, we talk about this a lot. As long as we're trading the chart, it doesn't matter. As long as you're trading the chart, it doesn't matter where you are, in my opinion. I don't need to know if I'm early cycle, mid-cycle, end of cycle. Well, I say I don't need to. Well, I guess that's true. I don't need to. It is nice to know, because then I can help. Then I can try to adjust for potential fib levels and that sort of thing. Like right now, if you said, okay, we're mid-cycle and things don't run until we get a big wave 5 in 2022. That for me makes me look at things like ICP different. When I was looking at ICP, I'm like, well, if we're end of wave 5 blowing off, and this is truly an end of cycle, although it does not feel like it at all. Nothing seems to be decoupling, and I don't think we have the market velocity. But if we are end of cycle and things do snap and go into it, I look at charts and products differently, right? Then I look at the potential of like an ICP. Can it come off the bottom? Can it go to 2-3 times all-time high? Like, that's a massive run.
Massive run.
I mean, hundreds of X's, right? Hundreds of X's. And so, like that's what you have, like when you get into the markets and understand the cycles and the times and where we are and the velocity of markets, like that's, I think, a guide to, in my opinion, to being selective on your allocation and your positioning. The other way to do it, and we've been part of this too, is you build a portfolio of a lot of positions at good prices, hopefully, and then you wait, right? You don't have to chase it around and guess and all that stuff. It depends on, I would say it depends on how active you want to be, right? Do you want to trade the 1 hour chart or the monthly chart or whatever?
Yeah.
That's a lot different. It's up to, I would say it's up to your level of engagement and your level of, conviction in your abilities and your level of desire to be plugged into the market. Do you want to be a day trader? Do you want to stare at charts like I do 24 hours a day?
Yeah.
I love it. I can't get it. I can't get enough. But that's just me, man. I'm just doing my thing.
Like, yeah, and I think you have to really you've got to be very open to being dynamic in these markets, because we're all assuming that this market's going to play out like it did in 2017 with some blow off. And then no matter what position you're sitting in, you're going to get a great return in an alt. But that could, we don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. Like you said, there's very little momentum right now telling us that's going to happen in the alt market. The alt market is just sitting around, it's just waiting. And like, I see Nelson's asking about FLM on here. Yeah, it's another perfect coin to talk about right now, because
let's look at
it's still sitting below the 236 Fibonacci. Yeah. So it hasn't made any moves at all. And while to me the chart looks good, it looks good. It looks like there's a lot of potential there, but there's a very obvious resistance level that it's sitting under. And before it gets over, until it gets over that point, if I always look at the weekly on that one, but before it gets over that, it's not going to do anything. You can see it. You can just run a line across, whatever it is. It's
like here or here.
No, the resistance just up on those mountains. Yeah, right
here.
there. So we've tapped off that twice. I don't know. Look at where the all-time high is. Like if you run a fib on that, like getting back to that all-time high is beautiful. But I don't see, there's not a lot of momentum telling me it's going there.
That's the thing. You look at some of these,
it's ridiculous.
X factor, you're like, oh my gosh, if we get to all-time high, it's gonna be great. Yeah, well. It is.
It's a long way to go in 2, 3, 4 weeks.
That's such a big wick, though. Like,
yeah, right.
I would dig in on this one, honestly. Like, this is weekly. Real quick, let's look at daily. I don't know if it's a wick or a one-day wick. It's a one-day wick.
Yep.
Okay, it's a one-day. But let's honor it. If this truly is traded prices, I would tend to honor it. That's how I do my charts. A lot of times maybe it's a candle up to here and a massive wick, but I would honor this. But yeah, Nelson, let's check out FLM, man. Okay. This is how I draw. That's how I would set up. First, boom, cleanest chart in the world, nothing on it, just candles. Here's my wick way up here. Here's my start point. I want to know basically some levels up to that all-time high. So I take the fib. I started at the top of the wick. I bring it all the way down to like the base. About there. Look at that. Pop on the 236. It's just how these fib levels play out over and over and over is magical sometimes. It's like it's programmed. But look, we've been ranging sideways forever. And we were looking at EOS together today, right? And it's like it reminds me a lot of FLM. When we look at EOS. I don't even have EOS on my watch list. But if you look at FLM, it's not done anything. It went up to $1.20 back in April, but it's just been sitting around. And I think it does run. But are we going to see the 0.5?
This is where it gets. I have charts like FLM. I love the way they look and I love the potential. But if you pull up EOS at least, during the April run, it got a nice push. I think it got back to its at least to the 0.5 or the 318 something. There was liquidity going to EOS, and I don't say what you will about EOS as a project. They've had their issues, but I like a chart like this where it's showing me some strength.
Like it had action before, and this is not too long ago. So in the April action before, right? So the same thing, Nelson, if you're watching this, check this out, man. Top, I would draw my fib here, and I would draw it all the way down to this bottom wick. When you, Bravo?
Yeah,
sure. Okay. So look, look at that. What do you know?
There's a different, hang on.
Look at that golden zone. Right?
Well, hang on.
It just always happens that way.
Pull up
Coinbase. It's been on Coinbase forever.
Pull up Bitfinex.
All right. Yeah.
You're going to see a different chart.
Yes, that's right.
There you go.
I remember it being in the 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but here's the point.
classic market cycle structure.
That's right. That's right.
So bravo. I'm drawing this here. I'm drawing it here. And I'm looking at levels.
Okay,
Look
so
at
the
that tag on
618,
618. Boom.
Yeah.
Kiss the 618. Retrace all the way down to wow. Look at that.
Deep. Well, it's retraced down to about where FLM is sitting.
Yeah.
and FLM didn't have
FLM didn't have
equivalent action. No,
right. FLM didn't get to the 618. Now, granted, I mean, it's as if, here's the issue. It's as if EOS had a wick like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's sort of like, oh, well, we need to draw our fibs up here. Like, okay, let's do that. And then you're like, oh, well, EOS, oh, look at that. Terrible. 236. No.
So to your point, though, if you go back to FLM and draw your fib on the top of the candle, the original high on the candle, you're going to see something totally different. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that. And I'm just checking out the comments too. Hey, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Prefer a smaller portfolio so that it's easier to move quickly. Yep. Gamdy, what do you have to say about FLM? I'm kind of covering that. What are opinions on ZIL? We'll check out ZIL. NEO and FLM are big Chinese coins. That's right. Right.
Yeah.
And they run together.
Definitely.
Obviously, FLM is a fork, I think, or an airdrop of NEO. So, yeah, they're pairs. It's like T-Fuel and Theta. Okay, let's go back to, well, here's the problem with FLM is it started with a wick and never really got a body. Let's see if we can get a body on the daily. It's not great.
Just for fun, just pull.
Let me just
off
pull
that
it
top.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I hate not honoring that though. That's my problem.
I think I sort of think you have to, but you're just to see some different levels in there, and maybe some equivalency to EOS. But I think EOS has a much stronger chart,
right?
And in my estimation, probably has a stronger case to be getting liquidity. I just that's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely moved, and especially like if you go back to March, April, May, and I don't think EOS was in part of our 51 ever coin review. What EOS, and it may have been, but EOS, it got a lot of liquidity. You know, it really moved. Let's go back to it. I just wanted to measure one thing. And this isn't like to say like go get an EOS. This is like to hopefully help traders and people that want to jump in and review, just to see how we would go through it, you know, for whatever that's worth. But when we go through things, these are the things and the questions that we're asking in our thought process, and you know how we're just analyzing it and how we're just looking at liquid. You know, like the big question is liquidity, and so this is how we would look at it. You go through coins and you see like, wow, that got a lot in April, May, and then, I mean, here's where it is. But let's just say this is what I want to look at is it moved. I'm just going to call this like 250 from 250. It had a 5x. That's right. Big. That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's a 5x. And this is a nice structure. FLM does not have the market structure as EOS. Again, like you said, I kind of don't like this from a project standpoint because of who and whatever. But look at the structure. Beautiful market cycle structure. In fact, look at this. Look at this. This is a great fractal data. This is a great fractal data set. Look, man, what does that look like to you right now? I'm thinking of a coin. Can you guess what that looks like right now?
No, go tell me.
T-Fuel.
Oh,
monthly. T-Fuel monthly. That's exactly what that looks like.
Yep.
Doesn't it? So I just found a gem, man. I love finding gems.
T-Fuel monthly.
I love finding gems. Okay, sorry, maybe weekly. No, actually, watch this. Watch this. You're gonna be impressed. What does that look like? That's EOS.
Yeah.
Granted, it's in the stratosphere, only up 1,000,000%. But I mean, like EOS came from 0 too, man. Look.
Yeah.
That is EOS before it went on its thing.
Yep.
There you go. I mean, I'd start doing percents and whatever and comparisons, but EOS's market cycle is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very traditional. I mean, it's one of those charts that I look at and I can have some confidence in there. I don't know. I mean, like you said, man, I have no idea. I'm not currently invested in EOS. It's just something that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
As I love a chart where you've got a much longer runway, but I'm looking for strength more than anything. I'm looking for momentum, right? That's where I want to push my capital.
Yeah, because then if you find the momentum, and obviously there is risk in being in a position and not getting liquidity, but when you get liquidity, it provides you optionality to pivot, right? So when you get it right, then you might be able to get two steps on that trade until ultimately you're getting out, and you can stack X's on X's. But we should probably get off EOS. But I'm checking out the comments, guys. Thank you for participating and commenting. This radio said, I was going to say T Fuel. Yep. Oh, yeah. Let's look at pay because I had a monster day today. Big move.
Pay was going today. Yeah.
Yeah. Claudia. Hi, Claudia. Nice to see you. When unstaking FLM and NEO, is it beneficial to unstake at lower prices than when you staked, or does it make a difference? I'm not big into staking. However, I've done it in the past. I don't think it matters because if you're staked, you have your underlying. So let's say you stake, and I have never staked NEO for FLM. I just used NEO to get gas. But NEO is, let's say I'm correct here that NEO staked gives you FLM. I don't think it matters because you get your NEO back and then you get all your FLM back. So you don't lose anything, and it's not a trade when you unstake. The only thing I would think about is if I have 7 or 12 or 14 days to unstake, then I'm thinking, okay, I need to know that. Like Wax took me like 3 or 5 days. And it was like, okay, I need to get this over to Caleb. And it was 72 hours, I think, to unstake Wax. Thanks, guys, for the info. Hey, thank you, Nelson. Appreciate it, buddy. Let's look at 10X. 10X. This thing was dead. Dude, I'm telling you, this thing was dead for a long time. Watch this. Look at it.
Whoa. Yeah, that's one of those charts.
This is like this looks like I never told you about my Lux bag, did I?
No, we talked about Lux way back. That was like 2018.
Dude, I think I lost.
You were so all about Lux.
Well, John McAfee was like the head of the project. And I was like,
right.
Lux, it's going to it's gone. I think it's on like the Lux web core wallet or something. And I'm like, oh.
That was like the luxury, like
yeah.
What was their goal?
It was like the Lux, like the high end first class.
Yeah.
It's just like everything else, man. It's gonna be, and you're like, everybody loves it. And then if you don't get out,
vanished.
This is your future. This is your future. If you don't get out here, you get to live this.
Look at that chart, man.
I just would love to. Let's put a fib on this guy. How many? Okay, before I do the math, how many X's do you think that is the top? Just 100, 200.
What is the price right now?
Like
5 cents.
5 cents to $7. So that would be 20 times 7. It's 140. 140X. Is that right?
No.
Oh, because look where I grabbed it at 1 cent. Yeah, it's about 140, right?
There you go.
5 goes into 120, and it's 1 to 7. Or to 7 is that. But yeah, it's 110X. 110X. But am I going all in on 10X? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not. Are you? I like it.
This is one of those. I mean, this is a chart that there's no way I'm putting any sort of capital into this until it has a significant move, right? Until you can build some serious momentum.
Yeah. I mean,
this late
I need to see
cycle.
Liquidity. I'm not going to go park capital in a place again. I've done too much of that. Like, going to go park capital in a place and hope. I'm not doing that.
No. Oh no, I would much rather be trading into Luna or Solana or AVAX, right? For the last 30, 40, 50%, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
That's I would feel
I want to be with winners. I mean, like, I hate to say I want to be with winners because that's whatever. But I want to be where liquidity has been. And I want to be, granted, I think this is a nice chart. I love charts like this, but I also need to be confident that I'm not in a dead project either. So I would just personally wait. Like, I like this, but man, what if this thing just never moves? I mean,
well, Yeah, and it's a function of trading the chart day to day or week to week, as opposed to doing a long swing trade. Like I'd be happy to
Right.
get into that trade at the 236 if it's building momentum. I'm happy to get in there.
Yeah, well, watch this because I mean, like, there's potential. Yeah, if it starts moving.
That's
But
right.
like,
Yeah.
okay, so watch this. This is a 4x. It 4x'd from January 18th to February 15th. You got a 4x in like a month. But is that predictable? No. So you're going to come in and sit here. Let's just say you deploy capital here or here. I bought the dip. Well, that's great. And now you're riding the dip for a long time, just waiting.
Yeah, you're 20 weeks into this thing
Meanwhile,
or whatever.
you see Luna break away from Bitcoin and crush it. Or not to say that I'm, promoting Luna because it's pretty up there. But I'm just saying those are the kind of things that at least I think through, and I know you do too. And like maybe these are ideas that people can start thinking through. Hey, like, okay, and you get this classification of projects. You get like the first runners, the classics that haven't moved, and then sort of, I don't know, like, do you call these the graveyard coins? I mean, like,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it's gonna go. But let's see. Check the comments real quick. Pay, got it. Nelson, thanks. Thank you, buddy. Claudia, you wrap Neo and stake the pair. She also says immediate unstake. Oh, sweet. Nelson, no wait time. Yep.
Cool. Oh, no wait time. Cool.
10x all-time high for 7.75. Okay. Oh, what did I want to look at? I wanted to look at ICP. Is that cool?
Yeah.
You down to look at ICP? It had a really nice, it actually fell pretty hard and then rebounded. And look at this chart, man.
That looks like Casper.
And it looks like, I mean, it's a graveyard coin. However, I know there's a lot of momentum behind this from a project and a community standpoint. It does look like Casper. And man, Casper has some great moves. And this is weekly. I want to give a little more resolution. I'll go to daily so I can see some of this intra-week action. It's probably had, I don't know. Well, let's compare it because you're like, well, oh, you guys are dogging 10x. Yeah, we are. But I am dogging 10x. I dog a lot of things. I dog the dogs. That's a 2x. You could argue that's not the same. Well, it's not the same time frame because that was for whatever. But like, okay, this off bottom was only a 2 and 10x was a 5. True. And also, I would say the same thing about 10x or about this ICP. I like this chart. I like this project. I think this goes. But again, like you were saying, man, I do need to see some action before I'm ready to jump in the water. I just like I want to get with trend and but like for me, I'm more of a momentum trader. I guess you could say, whatever. Just like my RSI system, right? When I see this and this, then I want to do this because when I say I'm seeing this, you're already seeing bullish action or you're already seeing, bearish reversal action. And so like my system that I developed is you have to wait. Like we've looked at the last few days and it's not a spot tops and ultimate bottoms. It's wait for a confirmation of a trend change. And that's a great entry. And that's why it's so effective. That's why it's it's spoken as undefeated because once you get trend and you're riding trend and you can give indicators that tell you when trend stops and reverses, and then you get out, you're just trading with the trend. And that's the most powerful trade you can ever make, in my opinion.
And I think people would probably argue that, you could look at a chart like this and then come back tomorrow and see a giant green candle, right? And there's no, like, that's impossible to predict. If you go back and look at the Doge chart, the long history of Doge, it's just dying. And then you get these massive green candles. And that, I don't care how close you're watching the charts, like unless you have an alarm set up or something, even watching the RSI and the price action, you can't catch a giant green candle like that. You just have no idea. But the coins that have a little bit more history, like I like the coins that have a long history because that's when trend, especially on a daily, that's when RSI and trend work so well because you can trust the system in that case, right? Like when you see an honest break of the RSI and then the price, like, okay, perfect. I think this is going to go and we're going to have a sustainable trend. I mean, you look at a chart like that, I don't know how you predict something like that.
Watch this. This is how I would play this. I'm sorry, I was just reading the comments. Brandon, good to see you. Destrato, thanks. Great stuff. Seems like the gaming social coins are having their run first. See, that's an area that I haven't studied yet, but I'm all over it.
Yeah.
Like, and there are some people in the Jedioshi group now that are a lot further along than I am. And so I'm riding some coattails. That's great. Bring that alpha to the team, guys. We need it. You know, like that's
look at
awesome.
that.
So
Look
are you
at that
going to be
daily.
able, like, you're not like, I would like Doge. And granted, you have to zoom in, but like to me, this is a graveyard coin, right? And then it's like, oh, look, this is like a first signal. Like you're like, okay, there's something going on. There's somebody moving in, and I don't have volume here, but I would look at it. I want to see the volume. The volume, I always, I say RSI precedes price. Volume really does too, in a major way. You see that our classic. Remember Qdom back in like 18 or whatever it was? They're like, look at this volume coming in before breakout. I'm all in. Right. And but look, so what I would do in a position like this, and this reminds me a lot of like SHIB. Well, it's Doge. Okay, it does. Of course it does. But look, now this is a little bit risk because at this point you're up. But what I'm going to say is now that I've seen liquidity flow in, then I'm like, okay, I'm interested because this coin's going to get some play. I see this big candle. Now I've come back to halfway down. You fib it or whatever, and it's like the 618. Then you get a 618 on it. Okay, I'm interested now. Is this a place to come in and ride it? And then boom, it happened. Could you predict this coming in? No. But now that you're seeing action and now that you're seeing a retracement, and like, okay, now, because you and I, and it's not the right way to do it, but we will never chase pumps. Like I'm not buying this green. I'm like, I'm going to wait. If I missed it, I wait. Like there's no reason why you should be buying a break. I mean, unless it's a trend, you're a breakout trader and it breaks a trend or something, and that is your system, then go for it. But if you're just sitting here and it's like, I mean, what is this daily? 80%? Please don't go buy Doge after 80% candle on the daily. But just wait just for a minute. Like that's the thing. Just okay. Weren't in that position. That's fine. Just chill out and see what happens. Don't risk all your money up buying the top of the candle wick. Like what was the recent one, man? It was like Solana broke 70. Remember that? And it was like it's the only one moving.
Yeah.
And I think it was getting a lot of traction on Twitter, and everybody's like, because I remember Kaleo, he tweeted and he was like, no one wanted to buy Solana when I was talking about it at $6, and now everybody's asking me how to buy it at 76. Right. And he was like, yeah, because it's true. That's how the retail crowd works. Like I need to get, I told you my SHIB story. That friend of mine, that Twitter friend of mine, was begging me to help her buy SHIB at 8,500, and I told her, no, I will not. I'm not helping anyone buy anything that's run like this. Like no, like just relax.
No, and if we actually get if we actually get a traditional type alt season, I mean, you're going to see these green rockets going all over the place, and you just have to tip your cap, man, if you're not in them, and just wait your turn, right?
Unless you want to get wrecked.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways to play this, but if you're not a traditional day trader, man, you just got to tip your cap to that and just let it go.
Yeah.
Plenty of other entries, man.
I don't like buying things that are way high, and I don't like buying things that have just run hard. It's okay to miss, because the name of the game is preserving your capital, right? Protecting your capital, preserving it, and then placing it in the right places, and then actually allowing your capital to make you capital.
Sure.
And that is also a learning I've had over 4 years. Don't chase stuff anymore. I think DigiByte's going to go from 8 cents to 16. I'm all in. Oh, it's not. It's not going to go to 16 cents.
It'll probably have its day when we're not paying attention.
Like once you sit back and you're sort of like, okay, you're more maybe seasoned in the markets, and you're like, I'm not going to get excited about like DigiByte went up 50% today. You're like, cool. I didn't have any. They're like, great. That's congratulations for the DigiByte crew. That's cool.
Sure.
I hope that means that my positions start rolling too. And then you go to you just go to Grand Cycle and you're like, where are we in the cycle? And where are we? Are we, Bitcoin dominance? And, are these alts, are they going to start running? So let's see. Amen on patience. Exactly, Destradio. I really want to get into this gaming social horns. I mean, I'm not saying I want to get positions. I just want to start. They're not on my watch list. I'm not there yet. I think Gala's one. I think isn't Gala one. I don't know.
It is.
It reminds me of
Gala was
the
one.
I
think Sand is another one.
NFT season and DeFi season. And we had, so in 2017, 2018, we had ICOs, and then we had, and then we had the market cycle. And then now we've had NFTs or DeFi summer and NFTs, and now we have gaming. And so it's kind of a grand rotation. And, that is something. I'm more of a classical trader on charts, and like I would be happy, man, if you said, hey dude, you're trading futures the rest of your life. I'd be like, let's go. Give me the 1 hour futures chart. I'm good. I can game this thing all day long. Let's go. I'm buying here, buying there, out here. Right. I don't get in love with like, but it's DeFi. It's
yeah.
It'll probably take over finance. No question. But like as an asset, as a tradable asset, it's a market. It's a trade. It's not, I'm not in this to be like, I'm invested in this, it's not my way.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Amen. I'm patient. We've got that. I was looking at ALU. It's an important solution. Let's check it out. ALU. I don't even know what it is.
No, I haven't seen this.
All right. We are going to let's go to a coin market cap if I can get it. This is what I do.
Man, I've been so
this is my process for looking into. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I've been so focused on looking at coins with a longer history, right?
Yeah.
Trying to see if these are the smart positions to be in if we get a nice alt season. I'm a little bit behind on all the new stuff for sure.
I mean, we know about like AVAX or Avalanche, right?
Yeah.
Solana, but like the brand new stuff just coming out.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I was just so busy with, day-to-day stuff that it's hard to be an expert on everything. Wow. And then look at this. Altura. All right, ranked 28.55, 14 cents, market cap of 86 million. I like that play. I would like to get in on this. Right? 86 million. It's up there, but it's not micro. I've done a lot worse or a lot smaller. But look at but again, we had a 0.7 cent price on call it 9-1. So let's call it
partnered with Engine. I like Engine.
I do like Engine. I like this.
Yep.
Look at this. Okay. I don't know what X that is, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's big.
So yeah, partnered with Engine. Thanks, man. I was dropping alpha all over the place. The comments. We gotta pick his brain on some of this stuff. Or her, whatever. So 9-1, 0.8 of a cent. It goes to 45 cents. What X is that? A lot. That's at least 45X plus you're not even a penny. So it's probably 60, 70, 80X, 65X. And so, okay, I'm over here. And granted, there's not a huge liquidity pool, but you can probably get a good position in here. Like,
where would you get this on Uniswap?
So who would have, but like, again, are you going to remember our whole theory, right? Oh, I'm going to buy this at the basement. No, we're going to let's see some action. I want to see this volume slug. I want to see some volume coming in. And then, okay. And then here we go. All right. I think and then see this volume coming in. And then I would be give me something to draw a trend line on. Let me see if I can just zoom in on this range. Give me something to draw a trend line on so that I can actually make a good entry. Otherwise, I can't trade it. Right. So at least here, and I can't really draw. Well, I guess I don't know. I'm not going to try it here. I draw a line and say, okay, I'm going to watch this. And if we break consolidation, I want in. So I would wait on this one. I would draw a line through here down to here because my entry, once we break all these old highs and highs and highs, you can either, if you're I'm mega bullish and I'm in with the team and it's going to be, the next whatever, and I just love it and I want to accumulate, then accumulate. But I'm saying as a trade, what I would do is I would look at the top down to here, boom, break out. All right, I'm going in. Now, maybe it's a fake up, maybe it's not, but that's where the rides are. for me. I'd like to look and see what. Now, again, since you're not down here, you're not getting the ultimate X of all time, but you don't take the risk of this being flat forever either.
True.
That's risk reward. Looks great though. I mean, this thing, I love this 86 million. I love that range. I love the $100 million range.
A lot of X.
Do you know what the market cap is on Akita? Or man, Floki? Or there was another one that somebody said in the Telegram, and I forgot it already. But it was like Elon Uko.
Oh,
what was it? Yeah, that Elon's Floki or whatever it was. I wonder if that's if I could find that. Does somebody know UFO Games? Let's check it out. Let's check out UFO Games. We'll just look at it. Is this good for you guys in the comments? I hope this is kind of cool. We're just kind of rolling around and checking stuff out. And
yeah, if you guys want to look at a specific chart, just throw it on there.
Yeah, we'll check it out. I don't know how long we've been going for here, but I don't know. We'll just kind of keep going, whatever.
I think about an hour.
Well, remember we had some technical difficulties.
We did have some issues.
First time. I think it's a pretty good for first time, man. Because I didn't even know how to get from Zoom to YouTube, although all it is an account setting. Super easy. So, but yeah, I did a live stream and I was public.
Oh yeah, Dogelon.
I see you. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Elon, love it. Oh, Q's, sweet man. All right. And if you're a female, and I can say, man, that's universal for me. So don't worry about it. But don't worry about it. I mean the best. Look at this price. I just love this movement. I just love this stuff. I mean, if you were like, because I've been in some of these projects before, right, man? Like you get in the ground floor and you're like, I'm just gonna hold this stuff, and I love it. I love this project, and it's gaming. And I was in back here, and I was in their Discord and whatever. And when you have something run from here and it just rolls, there's nothing like it. I mean, everybody's winning. The team is fist pumping every single day. It's nothing but up, 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 up. I mean, that is fun, and you can make a ton of money too.
Dude, that's why people love crypto so much, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you get moves like this.
There's no other market that moves like this.
No, unless you play options, but it's boring and whatever. And you can get percent moves in options that are cool, but like options I don't even like options because there's too many ways to lose. But yeah, this is wow. Look at that run. Now, would I get into UFO? I don't know, maybe. I mean, what if this thing, it comes out, right? So if I'm just looking here, I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like 5 waves to me, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC. Am I done? ABC. Am I maybe done? Maybe if we get a drop down here, whatever. And I'm like, I'm looking at it like 0.20 or something. I bet it's going to go again. Unless all things aside, unless the market stops. Like things should trend generally up, right? Unless we go into a major correction, like a major wave correction, like we're anticipating, or a bear market, things should be moving along in their waves. So it's very tradable in the bullish sense. By the way, just a side comment. Oh, cute him. Yeah. Soul. Oh, yeah. Let's fly around. I want to look at the market cap on Elon real quick.
Go for it.
The dog Elon. Yeah, dog Elon. This is the number 3 meme coin. And I love meme coins. I just like it because I believe that when people get into crypto that don't know crypto, they don't care. They're not going to buy like Qtum for the tech, or hey, this one's like a layer 3, blockchain derivative algorithm, with a reverse swappage on the 4th degree polynomial, whatever. No, they want to buy dog coin because they want to have fun. Dude, I have a SHIB sweatshirt I wore to a soccer game, and the keeper, little 8-year-old, came out and he's like, I love your sweatshirt, man. And I'm like, yeah, see, it's fun. SHIB is fun.
It's why a lot of traditional finance people hate meme coins, is because they can't predict what young people are going to do. They can't predict it, and they don't like it, right? And so when something runs like that, it's just so frustrating for them.
Which is exactly why I love it. Because I'm like, you know what?
You're evil, man.
No, I'm power to the people, man.
No,
Seriously.
no, I know.
Money should be what people think it is, in my opinion. And I don't want to
That's
get
right.
too out there. But money is
No,
like
but-
what people decide it at. Like value is what people decided to have. And when people want to have
Totally.
SHIB or Akita or Dogcoin, or they want to put value on it, let them put value on it. Let them exchange it, whatever. It doesn't have to be like whatever the bank says it should be.
Yeah, it's just you're just not they're just
That's
not part
not-
of the club, right? So
Yeah,
it's frustrating for them.
Well,
They
you
just
know,
don't want to part.
we don't
that
have to get we don't
control.
have to get we don't have to get too far down that.
Let's not go down that road.
We'd be here all night. Okay. When this breaks, I love it. Yeah. Look at this. I mean, like, I don't know. It's a lot X up, but when this breaks, it's going for a run. Market cap 630 million. It's good. Probably good liquidity. What the average volume is. Hey, one thing, if you guys are watching, one thing that I wanted to point out is that y'all probably know this, but whenever you go to CoinMarketCap, there's two things I want to point out. This is how you find out where a coin's traded. You come in here and you click on markets, and for Dogelon, whatever it is, Doggelon, these are all the places it's traded. Like I looked at Veritasium yesterday. It's traded on like one place, but or whatever.
It's old, right? Veritasium. That's an older coin.
Yeah, and I have some, and I
Yeah.
totally forgot how much I have. It doesn't matter. But you know, you go in here and you look at a few things. I look at market cap, I look at rank, and I look at average daily volume, and I look at how public it is, or how many exchanges it is. Because again, like my play is I want to get in where I think things are going to keep moving if they're starting to move. So I don't want to get into I'm not going to go buy Veritasium right now, right? Why would you buy Veritasium right now?
Mm-hmm.
No one's doing it. I mean, granted, it popped or whatever, but I mean, the public retail that's coming into crypto, they're not buying Veritasium. They're buying SHIB.
No way. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
Well, they're
why
going to buy whatever they can buy, right? Like if they're going onto Robinhood or if you're getting onto Coinbase or something. Now, granted, Coinbase has a lot of stuff now, but
yeah, it does.
yeah, you're not going into some obscure old coin. There's no, I mean, that's no way.
Sorry to say it, man, but it's the same with Litecoin too. I mean, I was a huge fan, like I said, and I think it's gonna move. And then everybody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's so great. Look at it go. Because when it goes, right? It had its day.
All right,
Let's what are we gonna do now?
Go look at
Soul.
If you look at Soul, I mean, I was on TradingView looking at there's not a ton of history there. You might be able to find a better chart, but Soul, and then let's go.
Oh, hey, baby. Hey, Baba. Good to see you in here. Laura, good to see you in here. Nelson, 30 years. Oh, that's Baba. David, good to see you guys. Thanks for joining. We have 7 people in our first live stream ever. We're gonna look at Soul. Soul. Is it, man, which one? There's 4 of them. Hold on. Check out Soul chart. Okay, Laura, check it out. If you could type in here, like, which one is it? Phantasma, Crypto Soul, Soul Swap Finance, or APO yield? It's probably, let's look at just until I hear. Let's look at this one. Phantasma. It's
That's what's on TradingView.
29. It's 290. Okay, yeah. So my first flyover, if somebody tells me a coin or a project or whatever, I always come in here or CoinGecko and I just type it in. Like, give me some stats, right? What rank is it? What market cap? I've got the ETH. I can always grab this if I want to go to MetaMask or whatever. I love coming in here, just click, because this is the official address. This is the safest play. By the way, side note for everybody else, like when I use this website, this is the third thing I use it for. If I want to use Uniswap to say acquire or whatever this, I would come in here and get the address from right here. Okay. Let's go.
All right, so that looks pretty good. It's a better chart than what's on TradingView. Wow.
Well, not really that wow. Look, I mean, it came off the bottom. 7 cents, 15 cents here, and then boom. Okay. This looks to me. What does this look to you, man? What's that? Looks 5 wavy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Are we doing an A down and then a B back up and then a C down? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, look at that. So if I were to look at this on TradingView, I would grab my fib top right here, my fib bottom here, and I would see what that level is. And I'll project and then see where we're retracing. it's probably like, man, it's at the 4236. I think it is. Look, it is 4236. 81 cents, 36 cents, or 360. That's got to be the 4236.
Yeah. Where's your calculator?
In my brain. I don't have, unless you want to graph in 3D. I don't know. You know? All right, let's go right here. Yeah, KuCoin. Yeah. Yeah, let's take this.
Yeah, there you go.
This range here. Yep. Okay, I've got that to there. I'm telling you. Oh, wow. Look at it. 8. Went to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good sized move, man.
Yeah, that's nice, though. Look at that. And that was in October. And no one's talking about this except for we've got, I lost it, Laura. You know, either heard about it or participated in it. It's like no one's talking about, everybody's talking about, you know, so here in the perfect world, just like how I think through, I'm like, man, if you were on your game, completely on your game, you saw a SHIB roll and a Gita roll into Halloween, right? End of October. We've gone through their charts enough. We can be past that now, right? It was toppy. The chart was breaking down. It was giving you signals that run, at least for that time period, it was going to take a rest. This is what I love to see. If I roll out a Shiba Akita at the end of October, I'm looking for opportunity. If I'm watching Phantasma, if it's in my watch list and I'm studying it every day, and I come in here and I see this range break, and I didn't draw this correctly because I didn't catch the bottom. But whatever. No, I would draw like this. Sorry, guys. Here, like that. From that point, because that's kind of the high. And then this, I would take this. So if I'm looking at this and I see this,
there's a clean break, isn't there?
Look
Yeah,
at that.
wow.
I'm like, okay.
I think it's riding fibs all the way up.
Pop, look at this. This is daily. Okay, I pop, I retrace for 2 days back to the 618, and then I'm gone. And where do you go? Of course, the old 4236, right?
Yeah.
From there, where do you go?
That's a clean,
Classic.
that's a really clean looking chart, man.
Yeah. 2272. Boom, boom, boom. 1,
Wow.
2, 3, 4, 5. But look at that.
Clean.
Again, these 24236s, they just appear over and over and over. And so when you roll from these, it's just, guys, how I do it. You take these levels and you start drawing fibs and lay your extensions on, so that if you do get a breakout, you watch, right? Hey, I broke this level. I broke this old level in here. Now I'm broke out. Okay, like back here, I broke out. Okay, now I didn't. Oh, I have to pull back now. Big cup and handle, whatever. I'm back to the 618. Just 2 days of pain, nothing else, and then boom, 1, 2, 3, all the way to the 4236. Ring the frickin' bell. What kind of move is that? Just say like you got in, like, okay, I'm gonna wait for a breakout on this because it's my watch list or whatever. Like I want to see movement. Probably there's some good volume on it, whatever. Like I like this project. I'm bullish on it. This to the 4336 that's a nice gain, 1.4x, right? 140%. That's nice.
Take it.
Yeah. David, good to see you. Good to see you, man. Destrato, VRA veracity has strong potential and fundamentals. I know I've seen that a lot.
VRA? That's another one I've not seen.
Well, I've seen it commented on a lot. Let's check it out. I don't think that we can access it. I'm not sure that if Australia can get it either. I don't know, but I've seen it a lot. Let's check it out.
VRA.
It's on Bittrex. Bittrex. All right. Whoa. No wonder everybody loves this thing. Oh, man. What does that remind you of?
Look at that.
What does this? We already looked at the chart today. What does this remind you of?
This looks like a bunch of stuff right now, man. Honestly, not gonna lie.
But look, this reminds me of the start of the EOS chart.
Okay.
Remember? The start of the market cycle. It actually didn't do great after this. But I don't know.
So it's
1, 2, 3. Here's my problem. I'm already seeing something.
Yep.
I got massive overlap, right?
Pull up the weekly here too.
I can't get.
Wow.
I can't get a clean look.
Yep.
I'm having a problem here. I can't get a stopping point for 4. If I would have like hung on here, I've been like, okay, I think that's that. My problem here right now is that this broke the chart. And I can't be bullish on this, honestly. Like, I just don't know where it's going to go. But fundamentally, it probably does something. It may not get. Oh, it's only a double.
VRA. Let me look at VRA and keep going. Looks a little bit different on BitTrax.
Yeah, look how well it's done though. Like all the way up. Oh wow. 24,000%. Golly, man. Give me some of that. I mean, even right here. Like, okay, I'm gonna buy this breakout. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, it's great. Probably long term. Guys, I can't. And it's weekly. Let's look at daily. It's hard to say when you have this, when you break the structure. If we would have come down and stayed above here or something,
right,
then I can say, okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm good with that's. This is what's going on with Bitcoin chart, guys. I'm telling you, when we overlapped, it creates a problem in the chart. And you're like, I can't get 5 in here. I stalled out.
Yeah.
1, 2. Now you know what this looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Maybe ABC. So I don't know what it needs to do, but I just can't. I don't see it. I don't see it as a chart. But if you have other information, you love the project, whatever, like, go for it. But that's what the chart looks to me.
David's asking what tools you use to get the percentage up. Show him that.
Yeah. Okay. I go over to the TradingView tools toolbar. It is price range.
Pull up that whole list, just because I don't think it defaults to that, right?
Yeah, right. So there's a little
Defaults
bit of an arrow.
to long.
Oh yeah, I want to show you guys 2 things. There is that long position looking thing, and long short forecast. I never use any of that. I use date range, price range, date and price range together, and then bars. That's my fractal tool.
Yep.
Ghost feed is pretty cool too. I've done it, but never used it. Projection's cool, but never use it. And fixed range volume profile. That's for like, you can set up a volume profile on the right that shows you kind of like volumes at different levels. It's handy. You see it a lot on other people's charts. I don't use volume profile much. The other thing, so bars, again, that's a fractal pattern. You can choose on a chart. I'll just real quickly say like, okay, pretend like I'm going to call this, like, I think this cycle now will be this. Then I can actually it's like copy and paste. It's a copy and paste chart. So I would copy this and paste it over here. So, okay, what's that look like? Well, it's kind of all-time high or whatever, so it's not going to be great. But then you can stretch it or whatever you need to do and say, could that repeat? If that repeats, that repeats. That's what it looks like. It's really handy. Especially what's cool is you can take one chart and paste it on another.
We use that one all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. If I want to say like, this just looks just like Ethereum back whenever, I can go to Ethereum, grab the data, come over here, paste it on the chart and say, look, that's what it would look like if that broke out. We used that just recently for Ethereum Classic overlaid on top of Engine. Remember that? We're saying like, man, this runs like ETC. Here's what it looks like. VRA came out late 2017. Oh, so we didn't have the chart up. Wow, I didn't know it was that old. Could this be the end of wave 4? Oh man, sorry, I missed some comments, guys. I'm not sure if end of wave 4 was on the VRA chart.
1, 2, 3.
If that's the question, I don't think so, because the problem on this is I'm not able to get it without overlapping really bad on one. So it's just, I don't, it's the same problem I'm having with Bitcoin right now. Hollow. Let's check out Hollow. How many projects has he got right? I got to check out Crypto Rev. I don't know about that stuff, guys. Crypto Revolution. Yeah, group. I don't know, guys. I don't really follow other groups and what they're saying. It's not critical to my mission. Hollow. Let's check it out. I love Holochain. You guys want to know why I love Holochain so much? Because I forgot about it. And it came back and it came back to life. And it was great. I told you about that, Bravo. I told you, remember?
Oh yeah.
Dude, this Holochain was like nothing. And then it just was like, what? I love it. Get it over to Australia. Stat. I can't get a chart on Holochain. I forgot where I pulled it from. I think it's a Binance one. It is.
Let me look at mine.
I got
Yeah.
it. Binance. It's on
You
Binance.
got it.
Yeah.
There you go. There
yeah.
you go. There you go.
Yeah. I love this chart. This is a great chart.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. And I'm just, hold on, I'm drawing all over the place. Look at this chart. I don't like, whatever. That's just a wick. But let's check out some stats. Okay, this is an early 21 runner. That's
Rambo,
right.
flip on your RSI, will you?
Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
Interesting. I'm on the daily. Let's go to weekly real quick. Again, guys, we like to look at structures and cycles and things on a more of a grander scale, and then we start looking in. But when I was starting out, I spent a lot of time looking at the 5-minute chart and just price action when I was just trying to.
That's hard, man.
Out, right? I would just
so much volatility there.
So literally, when I started, like first few months in the game, I was watching price action on the 5-minute, watching ticks on my phone saying like, come on, go up. Oh no, we're down. Go up. Come on, go up. I mean, you want to talk about hurting yourself? Do that for a while. Like if you were doing nothing today, but looking at Bitcoin's minute by minute tick, and you're like 1466 up. Come on. And you're like, oh no, we're down 400. Oh, we're probably going to zero. You know, just stuff like that. Stuff like that.
You're never going to catch me doing that.
No, I don't know. That's why I thought I was watching the market, I guess. When you get into charts and structure and analysis, it's a whole different world. And it's great because you can dig in and say, that's when, like, you've heard us say a couple things today, but that's when you dig in and you say, this is just like that. This is just like that. Look, this is like that. Look at this, right? And you start to really start getting that understanding. And that is next level, really, right, of looking at the market. So not sustainable to watch charts like that. No, it's not.
No,
the market cap and exchange for hollow. You got it. I love this chart, by the way. I think this goes again. I would love to ride hollow again. If this comes down, I mean, this is weekly. I don't need it to do this. But if I see something like, let's just look at it. Let's go to daily. Let's just say like, okay, man, get a position hollow. What do you do? What's your strategy? All right. What would I do? All right. This is what I would do. I would wait and want to see this. My classic signal. Give me that. And since I drew it from this point to that point, I can take that point. At least give me this, guys.
Yep.
Then I'm interested. Get me above here and get me above here. Get me bulls back in control and I'm interested. That's it for hollow. I look at old levels too. Like that. Like that. If we break this, well, I mean, I don't know. We don't have to go down here, but you know, that's a region of support. This is a region of support. I'm looking at that level to hold. If it doesn't, I'm looking at this level to hold. If it doesn't, I'm looking at that level to hold. And then I get my fib tool out too. And then I say, this is essentially retraced all the way back. Hey man, are you cool, by the way, to go for 30 more minutes and we're done? Like call it 2-hour live stream. It's pretty long for our inaugural live stream or whatever, but
like this is a perfect chart. You just drew the support line there, like that first line of support. If that were to coincide with your trend line and your RSI, I mean, that's a perfect buy signal.
I'm in. Yeah, if we come in right here in like December 18th and I'm coming up on RSI and I'm getting some strength and maybe I get a little bit of higher low in here going on, I see some bullish action and then maybe I get some volume coming in. All right, I like this. And
you're buying on a line of support. Like you've got three things there showing strength. Yeah. So to me, that's a beautiful spot to entry.
Because like what I'm looking for, what does this look like, man? Classic market, but then we got two of these humps. I mean, it kind of looks like Bitcoin here. This looks like Bitcoin to me. Right?
Yeah.
Not great. Not great. It's like, come on, we're not going to go parabolic. No, we're not. We can go parabolic. No, we cannot go parabolic. Can we please go parabolic? But check this out. I would do this too. So come over here to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth one down. Grab your price range and start doing this from this level. Because this is interesting in the cycles. That's a 1.2x. It's a nice range.
Mm-hmm.
What was it previously from the ultimate bottom of the cycle? Was 2x. And again, look, let me go back to the cycle and just show you guys something. I am not interested in this until I see the bulls are in control. I'm not interested in it. Look, this is where I'm interested. All this RSI. I am now interested. You have my interest. Let's talk.
Yep.
And maybe even like obviously it's easy to go back on a chart that's already drawn for you to be like, oh, I would have got in here. Right. But that's what I would wait for. Just like I showed you guys on Bitcoin today. I am just waiting. I want to see this, and then I'm interested, and then I want to see that, and then I'm interested. That's how I do it. And then when I see, let's just see what happens here. Oh, what do you know? What do you know? Higher high on lower RSI. You just broke down, and this is daily, guys. It happens over days. You break this line. You broke support. You get out. If you didn't already get out, up here, I saw a higher high. I see a lower RSI. If you didn't say, look, I'm not sure, we're not really like, I'm gonna sideline. I gotta take some safety. Because obviously, like honestly, it can sometimes just go. And you're like, oh, got out early. So when you wait for a signal, like this breaks and that breaks, you're like, for me, my move, take safety. So again, you see this stuff over and over and over. And again, it's on daily. So check it out. Sorry, we haven't read the comments here in a little bit. RSI not looking strong on
Maybe a good pivot from Shib.
Hollow. Yeah, this could be a good pivot for Shib.
You know,
it depends on what runs.
Rambo, is that and a lot of these charts they share a similar structure as to what Bitcoin's doing right now, and so a lot of these aren't going to be good entries until the altcoin market actually decouples, and we'll see if that happens, right?
Right.
And that's kind of the signal we're waiting for, because these are tracking what Bitcoin's doing pretty close. A lot of them are. We haven't seen a traditional decoupling yet, not even close.
No, we were looking at that. Where do we see that? I want to show you that. That's something important to be looking at. Let me blast this. I'm going to compare now Bitcoin versus, I'll just do total 2. It's fine. Actually, let's do total 3. It's a little bit more. I'll have total 3 here. Total market, total altcoin. Actually, yeah. And coin, by the way, in charts.cointrader Pro, you have to type in altcoin.
Yeah.
This is it. Okay.
There you go.
The altcoin market cap. Have you ever used this one? Altcoin to dollar?
No.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Look at market cap. It's safe. I'm going to, and then I right click on here's how you do it. You right click on the line, you pin to scale, and I pin a new right scale. And then I don't want percents. I want values. I go regular, right click, regular. Okay. Now let's check this out, because this is really interesting. I hope this is good for you guys. RSI. Thanks for being hot. You bet. That's not an inverse head and shoulders. Missed it. I don't know. You guys check it out. I didn't. Sorry, I missed that comment. I wasn't looking. Might be a good pivot from Shibakita. Saw that. Might be. It depends on what runs. If dog coins come out, if Bitcoin gets bullish and dog coins take off, like I'm hoping they do, then we're gonna have to go through and see where all these others are. And Bravo, we talk about this all the time, but like it's good to warm up and to look around, but I don't think you know until you get there, because things let things move, and then you can make your pivots. You know what I mean?
It's like you
can have eyes on things, but you're not gonna be like,
right.
Don't put it in Excel and map you the next 6 months out.
No. You have to not until you have a defined trend in the market right now. And right, like and Bitcoin has to make its move before that's going to happen for anything, right? We need to figure out which direction that's going, and then the rest will certainly follow along. Just in the sense that we can get a real good feel on the trend, and then you can start mapping things out better.
Good. So guys, what I'm just doing is I've overlaid total market altcoin market cap on top of Bitcoin, and I'm just moving these around to try to get kind of a fit. I look at maybe like this area back here, and that's a pretty good fit. And everything, remember when we peaked in May and everything fell hard, everything kind of really fell together. So I'm going to let's hold that. Okay. So now we have this bullish cycle here. Bitcoin a little bit ahead of altcoins catching up great. At the very end, altcoins did a little bit better. Altcoins hung better a little bit in the correction, according to these numbers, and then down. Everything dropped. Bitcoin is I didn't realize this. Bitcoin has really outperformed alts on this is a value basis, not a percent basis. And you know what? I may need to go to percent. Actually, I think that's the way to go. I don't know what's going on here. I guess I can't get my move. I can't move them. What I'm trying to show is what I want to look at is I want to see some decoupling, because I will show you what happened when Bitcoin decoupled from alts, because we all know what happened way back here. Oh, I'm on the 4 hour. Let's go to the weekly. Look at this. Back in 2017, again, Bitcoin's in dark blue, altcoins are light blue. Bitcoin front ran, alts caught up, crushed it. We have like alts doing better than Bitcoin here. Everything bear market, retracement, alts rocked, bear market, alt pop, give you false hope, and then long bear market. And this is when it was the Bitcoin show. All like, except for a few that we've seen late 2020, early 2021. It was the Bitcoin show. But granted, alts kept climbing. But we are not seeing.
No.
I mean, couldn't you argue that like, well, they're both going up. So they're both going up, but like maybe this is the weekly. Let's go down to like the daily. You're just not seeing a decouple yet.
No, not at all.
But if we come out of this, and that's going to be, to me, that's going to be pretty telling as to maybe what cycle we're in, is what do alts do? If we pop out, we finally get bullish here and alts just track with Bitcoin, that's going to be important to me, right? So I'm going to be watching that closely. But if we come out and alts just start ripping off, I'm like, yeah, okay, like could be end of cycle, end of wave, whatever. Like 702 is probably in play, and I'm probably like, let's get ready to sideline everything. But if alts, let's just say this, there is a situation where we basically just go up from here to like 120, right? End of cycle 5. In that case, to me, and I think Mike said it in our in the Jedioshi Telegram, but I think the idea is that if that is in play, then alts and Bitcoin, while they'll both do good, and alts probably outpace on a percent basis, but they don't actually like overshot it. Like it's not like a big liquidity movement from Bitcoin to altcoins. Make sense? Sure. It's more of like they're both tracking and both doing well, and everything's getting good run, but it's not this massive blow off event. So those are signs of like, in the grand market, like signs of where liquidity is flowing and what's going on. Keep some dry powder for when Bitcoin moves. So keep some dry powder for when Bitcoin moves. Oh, hey, Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia, good to see you. She's trading with her son. It's awesome.
I think there's a case to be made always to keep some dry powder, right? I mean,
it's nice when you have it, right? Because then you're like, you don't feel so bad when like the market just corrects that you weren't ready for, or something happens that you're like, man, that's a good deal, and I can't take action.
We had this conversation yesterday or the day before. I mean, you and I collectively like to be in trades, and I think it almost seems counterproductive to have dry powder laying around because you feel like you're missing out. But man, I think that, I'm definitely adopting this. I actually really enjoy having some dry powder laying around. And I did that specifically because I thought we were getting this dip down in Bitcoin. But yeah, absolutely. I think it's almost comforting to have that dry powder just to catch, a very good deal. But then at the same time, you've got to be willing to buy when nobody else wants to. So you're going to have dry powder and you're going to buy something low. You better have some conviction that thing's going back up.
It takes a good while to shift into that mindset, honestly. It did for me, because it was like, man, it's going to the moon though. It's going to the moon. You're like, well, not today, probably, and probably not for whatever. So and the way I started thinking about everything was, and like I've talked a little bit about my shift in the last 2 or 3 videos, but the way I think about everything is you got to trade this market. Like you can't just sit in the market forever and wait for it to top out and get out. Like I don't have the luxury of doing that. Let's just say it that way. And I don't,
Sure.
or I want to take more control over my situation, and I'm willing to day trade. I'm willing to trade, to watch markets 24 hours. That's my choice, right? That's what I want to do because I'm loving this. I've never had so much fun in my life. And as you and I know, I've been waiting for this for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a lot.
But that's, waiting for something to happen it's really awesome if it happens. But if you spent the last 4 years just waiting in a position for some event to take place and it doesn't happen, there was a lot of opportunity that's missed in there. And so learning these strategies and understanding how to read a chart, and maybe you don't want to day trade, but maybe you can get in, weekly or monthly trades where you see some value and move. Like the one thing that you always have to remember is that there's another trade to be made. Just because you get out of a position and maybe it runs higher, that's not the end of the story. And I think that's a tough mentality to grab for a lot of people. It was for me for a long time. Like I got these positions and I'm thinking of where they're going to go, but never mind the 100 other positions out there that are either moving or going to have a better move.
Right.
So
you want to know what occurred to me recently that was a mental shift that I had to start seeing differently. I don't know why, but I had like this whole cycle mindset. And so my mindset was you're in it until the cycle. And then it's some big day. It's some big, some big new chapter in my life or something. I had to convert that to no, that'll be another data point. Like there's a lot more to happen along the way. And it's a lot like, that's not just a stopping point. Like I'm not like
exactly.
Maybe the end of cycle happens. I'm not like changing, like everything, and it's not just, game over for me, whatever. Like I can, I can be a lot more nimble all the way through, and I need to be a lot more, okay, where are we now? Who's in control? Where are the cycle? What's going on? What's your move? What do you need to do? And then also be in position for when the end of cycle happens. But for some reason I had to shift from, I'm just waiting for this end of cycle stuff to happen to like, no, dude, like you're not going to sit through that ever again. Like you're never sitting.
Actually, adopting that mindset is. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, just like you have the skills and the ability, and you develop this own system and try to program, right? Like you see it and you call it, and that's what you want to do based on your system and your setups and everything. And like, it's time to take these trades. Right.
And that's a comforting mindset to adopt. That's like anything in life. If you are prepared, like you don't have to have stress over what's coming. So because I'll
take anything. I mean, whatever happens, right. I can trade it. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Like that was my point. I think yesterday or day before, where it was like, bravo. Does it really matter what happens in 2022 or 2023? It doesn't. I mean, granted, maybe the percents are different. But like when I see this on the daily, I'm, it's sort of like, hey guys, 30 days of bears. Hey guys, probably 20 days of bulls here. Hey guys, and like, I mean, I was showing, and I didn't know how long to get into this, but I will. You saw the math work I did on Bitcoin this year, right? Six, based on this grand kind of system where it's like, you see this get out, here, hey guys, on your system that you developed, boom. You're signaling red, get out. Okay, green here, get in. Okay, red, get out. Okay, green. 6 trades. 6 emails to your broker. 6 clicks at Coinbase. 6 events over 7 months. Was the difference between $100,000 being $97,000 or $100,000 being $250,000? What do you want?
Yeah. So explain that. So I mean,
right.
It's so if you just sat in that position, right, you lose 1%. Versus trading those very, very tradable events.
In my opinion, where I am with what I've developed over years and years, right? Like where I'm at, like it's easy for me. Wasn't easy for a long time. But what I'm saying is, where I'm at now is I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to be like, okay, when I see this, it's for me macro. That's my macro. When I see this, classic breakdown structure, RSI breaking, that trend right there, that signals that's over. We've already been through this. Actually, that right there, the 702. Boom, boom, boom. Like lower high, lower RSI. For me, that's an out point.
Yep.
And so, yeah, the math is when you come back here and you take, and I did flash it up there. So if you guys probably will run the video and get a sneak peek of my thing. But when you go through and you're like, okay, I buy on green, sell on red, buy on green, sell on red, buy on green, sell on red. And when you do the math, and because you're actually not losing throughout here, and then you're gaining, and then you're out, and then you're gaining, then that math is $100,000 account from back here is now 250. And versus just buying it at $50,000, and now it's $47,000, right? So, but that's my choice, and a choice that we all have to make is like, what level of action are you willing to commit to? How active do you want to be? How confident in the moves that you're going to make are you? When you become a trader, there's a lot more to it, especially when the stuff becomes real time. Like I said, it's really easy to look back at a chart that's been painted and to say, well, I would have got out right here. Yeah. Well, guys, some of these points Elon Musk is calling for, like, we're going to use Bitcoin, and it's the top of the chart, which again, in my life and everything else, is why I've turned off Twitter almost completely. I mean, the only reason I used it was to text with or DM with you and my trading buddy, futures buddy.
Yep.
But I'm like, I don't care. And it's funny, I was thinking about this earlier. If you ask me, like, like you go meet a friend and it's like, have you heard China's going to invade Taiwan? I'm like, I don't know. Are they? You tell me. I don't know. Don't care. Like, I don't, because again, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change my ability to, or it doesn't improve my ability to buy or sell. And it doesn't improve my ability to do that better than the last time. And so if that's not what it is, then I do not want it in my professional or trading life. Make sense?
That's right. Sure.
Everything else is noise. And like, what these, we don't need to get into it here, but it's just what people are saying, who's saying what you're chasing, whatever. What I've learned over time is, man, those distractions. What happened was, honestly, is they just stopped me from taking the action I needed to take.
That's it.
And where I'm at is, no, I gotta do my thing now.
I think the same, you could take that mentality when you're trying to build any skill, right? I mean, if you can look back and say, what was I doing with all of my time? Here I am 6 months later and I'm still trying to build the same skill. Well, what was I doing? Were you just collecting noise?
Were you staring at the 5-minute price action?
Yeah.
Were you staring at the 5-minute? Were you staring at the 5-minute chart there, buddy?
And we all have this issue, man. There's so much noise. There's so much distraction.
Dude, what they say is that you have to lose your way to winning, right? And I never really got that until I was like, well, I've lost a lot. Maybe winning starts at some point. But you also have to go through and pick up a bunch of garbage and then realize, like, I'm throwing this out, throwing that out. Like, no. And honestly, we all have to do it ourselves. So the earlier you can get it down, I mentioned this a couple of days ago, maybe, but hopefully you're doing that with a smaller account. And the earlier and the faster you can get it done, then the more profitable you'll become the earlier. Which is why I will spend 20 hours a day doing this, because I want to put in those 10,000 hours to become a pro. Right?
Good point.
So we still have seven of our loyal viewers. And
anybody that's watching, do you guys want us to take a look at a chart?
Whatever, or talk about whatever, man.
Yeah.
Trading or charts or whatever. All right, let's look at, I know it's been like 2 hours. This is for our first one ever, but one last look. I wanted to show you this. Watch this. What I look at when I look at my 1 hour, my little favorite 1 hour chart.
Yeah.
Just what I'm looking at right now. And again, it's 1 hour, so it changes a lot. What I noticed was, this is December 9th at noon. I think I pointed this out, but it was on the floor, like, look, we're strengthening. So what I was, and I sent you this picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at that. Granted, we broke it before. We broke down this trend line. We broke it before. It popped up. And And again, we're here. But does it translate to chop? I don't know. It might, but it's not.
This is where I like a lot. This is where I like the bigger time frames, right?
Like daily.
There-
thing right now. Like
daily and even
until
4
bulls
hour.
take control, we're either gonna dip and come back, and then bulls will take control, or we go up and bulls take control.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's like, well, I think it's gonna chop around and we're gonna come out tomorrow. It's like, wow, okay. Good luck.
Rambo, let's look at T Fuel. This is
T-Fuel, yeah, man,
T-Fuel
we
a lot.
do.
Oh my goodness.
We do. That's right. I can't believe we forgot it. We need to look at T-Fuel and H-bar. I need to look at H-bar. I really need to make some decisions about H-bar right now. Or maybe. I need to look at H-bar. I haven't looked at H-bar myself in a long time. Okay. This is you and me. All right.
Yeah.
This is you and me looking at H-bar, and I already sent you this today.
No, this is T Fuel.
Sorry. This is T-Fuel. I'm sorry. What's going on?
Guys, pay special notice to these fib levels, and we can get into that. But
Yeah. Like, so
man, that thing's
previous
had a run.
previous cycle, and we know it was a 0. Previous cycle is man, we came up to the 25.
Yeah.
That's a great run. And then that was March, and then to December. Man, it's been nothing but chopping up and hoping, right? This is how it goes. And this is the weekly too. So every candle's a week, and you're going up, and it's like, I think we're gonna all the way down. And then I think we're gonna this time paint this massive flag. I think this flag came in on the monthly. Let's look at it. Yeah, there's my flag. There's my flag. So I was looking at this. This is what I sent you. It's like, dude, look at that.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the retracement. Guys, when I look at a fib retracement, and this is interesting because I think I'm gonna honor this wick. I think it does honor. So what would I do on? So if I'm looking at retracement, like we always talk about, like, this is what we do. Let's do it. I actually flip it. I like to look at it flipped. I see it a lot both ways. It's just math. It doesn't matter. 5's always in the middle. 618 and 382 are flipped. 236 and 78. Is it 7? Yeah, 7. Is that 7 and 86 correct? Or is it 768? I don't know. Anyways.
No, 786.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So these are just flipped, and it doesn't matter because you're just looking at these levels. And now I need to start coming up through these levels so that do I think I spoke on T-Field yesterday. Do I think it goes? Yes, I do. I think it's a great project. It's a great coin. We talked about the 3.5x. Let me show you what I did yesterday. Let me go back. I need to go back to the daily for this. What I did yesterday morning was, when I'm looking at this, just blast everything. I think it was that. Sorry. It may have been that. Anyways, actually, I know what it was. It wasn't even any of that. It may have been that. And up to, I just used $1 as a reference, up to like this 2 or whatever. I said, okay, if it goes to $1, it's 3.5x, right? 3.3x. That's what I got yesterday. We've looked at a lot of charts with a 3.3x that are intrinsically buried within the first few fibs that look like they have liquidity. For me, for fresh capital, this is high for me. This is high.
Yeah.
Just missed it. And I like it. But this run, I want to go look for this run in other projects, whether that's gaming, metaverse, or other stuff. I mean, what if ICP just, boom, comes out, and then you're like, okay, great, I'm going to watch this consolidation. And then it breaks, and you're like, boom, I get in, and then off to the races. Right. So, yeah, it has upside. It's been a long, choppy road. It reminds me right now a lot of ADA. Ada's had a long chop. Ada's not as long as T-Fuel. Ada's also been long. And let's look at Ada, and let's wrap it up.
Interestingly, both of those have actually just recently broke below that 50-day moving average too. So that, I mean, it's a little concerning.
On your MA,
something to watch.
Well, and it
on Ada and on T-Fuel.
And it didn't have a 5,200 moving average cross on the weekly too that you showed me.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit like, I don't like to see that, but it's not the end all be all. Now this is interesting because this chop is different than we just looked at. Look at this. It's not like just a bull flag.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, this was a bull
Man.
flag. Okay, look at this. Question.
Yeah, put your fibs on that.
All right, we will. But is H bar a fractal for T fuel? With this big beast, we just saw this, right? In T fuel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this T fuel looks like this right now. I'm like, yeah, I think it'll go. Well, H bar did. So there's hope. I like it. Yeah. So, man, I got in back here in the ICO. So that was great. Man, what a bunch of pain. And then it just, like for me, this is another fundamentally strong project and we know about the support and it's got a lot of upside, but I trade charts now. So it's cool. So what do I think? Let's just do this because I need to for myself. I don't know. Here's how I do it. Okay. Come back here. I'd start with this to that. My chart's ugly. I want to switch to weekly first. I would just get a sense for weekly. Where are we in cycle? Okay, this looks a little better. And this is Binance, and actually, it was listed before Binance got it. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. No, I don't think that's true. But somehow, some way, we got it back here, right? And it was just like, oh golly, I thought this thing was going to $14. And no, here we are. So yeah, look at this though. This is how this plays. Now, granted, this is a candle, not a wick, but look, this is weekly. It came back up. It turned around right here. Old high. Of course it did. Back to 0.5. Of course it did. Almost the 1618. Probably exactly right. If I have to draw these perfectly, probably kiss the 1618. And now we're just doing this. I just hope that this thing can go. And when it does, I'm out. When Bitcoin gets toppy or whatever, I think the next few weeks, I'm probably out. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, it's a nice looking chart too. And like the beginning of that chart, like you have a long consolidation. And when we're talking about momentum,
True.
Like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 4 or 5 weeks there where you're like, man, this is actually starting to build some momentum off of just being completely dead. Yeah. So that's exactly what I'm looking for an entry on a coin that looks like this.
Right. And then, yeah, exactly, dude. So look,
this is your dragon chain.
Yeah. If
Casper,
if ICP put a candle in like that right there, I'd be like, all right, I'm interested.
That's right.
Especially if it gives me a level. Look at this. If I get a level like this back here, if I break that, I'm like, okay, I'm interested. I want it. I want to participate in something like this, or at least I will take the risk. So boom. And then it was like, look at that up, right? What do we always talk about? Up in 45 degrees, climbing.
Yep. And then
boom,
just the
and
monster.
then pop, and then a beast.
So that gives you 8 or 9 solid weeks to get in before that, just that monster weekly. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But I like it down here. Like, so if it's your watch list, you're watching it, you're like, hey, look
100%.
Look at H bar just broke above this old trend line. You're like, all right, I'm interested. And you can't really say it's with any certainty that it's going to run here, immediately, but it did. And I remember this week, 138%, which is okay. But man, we've already looked at charts today that were much better than that. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Here we are holding a bunch of it. 1 to 0, 1, 0. Honestly, for me, what I'm doing, I'm just gonna take whatever I get. Is that a good enough answer?
Yeah, this is something that we were talking about.
This is hard for me.
Let's try to identify charts that look like the first 3 quarters of this one. It makes it a lot easier to predict what's coming.
Exactly. Like, how do you take action on a chart like this? If I'm a new guy coming in, I'd be like, hey buddy, like, let me show you some other ones. Like, I don't know, this might even go to, let's say it goes to $1 million tomorrow. I don't know. Like, my game is different. Like, my game is I get in with the waves and I ride the waves. And there's 10,000 cryptocurrencies out there to choose from. So let's look at do we have another one? What did we just talk about? Beta. And then this is about 2 hours, man. So I'm sure I'm needed around the house. I'm sure I'm needed around the house. Kind of pop the, hey, we're gonna do it. Bravo and I are gonna do a little deal. Oh, okay. Again, look at this flag. If you call it a flag, just blast everything. Golly, $1.30. We were up
It's
at like
flag.
$3.
It's flag-ish. Yeah.
Oh, you know what it looks
Yeah.
like, honestly? If you're just asking me with no whatever, it looks like it's cooked. It looks like it's done. I hope I'm wrong. I know a lot of people are into this. We were before.
Oh, yeah.
But when you start looking at it and you're like, dude, Cardano is going to move when Bitcoin comes in and we get like whatever happens and like when alts run, there's something. It's either going to come in here and like retrace, or maybe it comes in here and does another high. And then, but I don't, it's not, again, look at back here. Look, the igniters, right? It doesn't look to me like it's in the building phase. If anything,
man, look at where it's
massive correction phase, and maybe there's another wave. And if I'm like, well, that's 1, 2, look again. I don't know if we've looked at this before today or what this looks exactly like because I forgot. But 1, 2, what am I doing? 1, 2, 3. I can't even get 5 waves in here.
Yeah.
So guys, you've seen me struggle with like H-bar and ADA and a few others, but when I can't figure out a chart, it makes me really nervous when I'm like, to me, and other people do TA work and stuff on it and have other takes, and they are looking at a lot of different ways and things in systems. But for me, I mean, let's just look at RSI, right? If I'm sticking to my system, and I'll go down to the daily, maybe the 3-day, if I can get 3-day. Not until you pay me, and I'll give you the 3-day. So if I'm in it for a trade, I'll tell you when I would be interested. Again, this is more day trading, but it's how I'm choosing to play the game here now. So I'm interested when I get either strength here and a pop, and I get a recovery above this line. I'm interested. Do I think it has massive upside potential? I think there's better stuff out there for me.
Switch back to the weekly real quick. So interesting level that it's sitting at right here at this level of support. I'd be super cautious if it breaks below that. Super cautious.
So where are we coming back to here? $1?
Yeah,
if we get a dump.
Bitcoin. It's interesting that it's sitting at this particular support level with 2 wicks below it.
2 wicks, right? We wick down twice. We're holding. If that breaks,
really cautious. Yeah.
All right. If that breaks, then I could see that point. And then if I'm just charting to chart, this is how I do it. Okay. At that point.
There it is.
Right. So for me, no, I'm out. Let's just let's do CH. Oh, CH in the chat. Cool. Well, I think that, I would like to look at Akita one time. Golly. All right, here's what I'm banking on, man. That level better hold. Look at this. This is how I do it. This thing came all the way back. Now you're above the wick. It's kind of overlappy.
Yep.
But if not, then maybe we cycle.
There could be a little bit of overlap.
No, I don't like that overlap. But yeah,
it's not ideal.
Let me just show you what I look. I know everybody's like, you love your dogs and their dogs and whatever. But I'll tell you, this is why I like Akita, because it gets a lot of liquidity. It has. And granted, thank you guys for posting these charts in the chat that we haven't really looked at, some of the metaverse stuff and all that. But when I look at this in relation to Bitcoin, when I see Bitcoin versus, when I want to do this, Akita USD, it's the same as SHIB. But when I'm looking at this, and I have to do this to get this. Oh, it doesn't give you a very good chart on a daily. When I look at it, but when I zoom in on some other things, because you can do analysis. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go back here. If I were to go back to Bitcoin and overlay it, like you do see that Akita and SHIB both get really nice relief runs. And so for me, I like that because what that tells me is that there's a chance, for me anyways, that when I get in here and Bitcoin starts running and I like the dog coins go even harder, that's where I want to be. Like this
Right.
was this move right here. And it was honestly surprised me. It was only 2 or 3 days. I thought we were going. But when we fell out of this, it was like, well, I think it'll, and I told somebody, I think it's gonna be pretty quick. Well, Bitcoin King wrecked everything, and here we are. Right. So we'll see. But I'm still bullish on it, but it's just down. But again, like we like to say, I like stuff that's, like here. I like getting in right here. Would I wait, to put more capital in work? Like this was a breakout. I was like, okay, here we go. And it failed. Bitcoin crushed everything. Do I wait again? Maybe it, comes in here or whatever. And it's like, okay, like why I like this is because the moves off the bottom are nice. That's a 1.5x just to that point. And if we're going to go here, that's a 2.5x. And then there is a 3x. So I'm already,
right.
I'm already kind of baked into a 3x. And we looked at, which one was it? T fuel. When I'm like, yeah, if we get to $1, it's a 3.3x. Here's your 3.3x to that point.
Sure.
Right. So
with a lot more upside in my estimation.
Yeah. And we know that there are some people saying some really great things about this and it's way up there, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I've got sort of a super magnet way up there in the sky. It's sort of like, hopefully this, sucks up. And maybe this is a 2022 thing where it's like, yeah, it might do okay. But then if we do cycle out finally into 2022, then that's when everything really gets super parabolic. And that's when we finally get those numbers, which is fine with me because I can get that too.
And that's certainly a possibility. There are plenty of coins that moved, not plenty. There are several that moved. EOS was one of them. I think that topped in April 2018.
Yeah,
after the big, after the big run. I mean, it came out of nowhere, and so I absolutely a lot of these projects could pop like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, cool. Well, thanks, guys. It's been 2 hours, and Bravo and I do this 24 hours a day, literally. And so we could probably sit here until the wives get really angry. And but this is what we love to do. I hope that this was good for you. I hope that we shared some of our mindset, some of the ways we approach things. I hope that you were able to learn some things technically. I hope you were able to take away some things on some of the indicators and some of the tools. But more than everything, like anything, I hope this was a good start to what we plan to do in the Jedioshi program or area or space, whatever. We talked a little bit about it, but that's our, it's our brand new thing. And it's just, we want to be charts and we want to trade and we want to take action and we want to make a ton of money, pull money out of this market. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And that's the game. And that's our game. And that's how we're going to go forward. So again, glad you're here. Glad we can help you become your best trader. And, let's go together and let's get it. Right?
Absolutely, man. And I love having 150, 160 and growing. And trust me, you guys, I'm learning stuff every single day. So post. Show us charts, show us everything. I want to see all of it. So this should be a group effort for sure.
That's what we were talking about yesterday. Is we have 140 people in there now, and if we can get, there's a good part of that are chart lovers like us, and we're diggers. I mean, people right now they're like, look at metaverse stuff. Look at this. I wouldn't know about that. Like I'm kind of removed from Twitter and whatever. So there are some good things about crypto Twitter. You get to know what's trending and whatnot, but I'm not digging. So it's like, let's go check it out. If there are cards that I see that are nice, then, I want to get in. So that's it. Hope that Jedioshi is good experience for you. It's honestly, it's up to you to make it good. And that's the whole point this is your place to grow. And, we are going to stick to charts and trading and action and to development. And we are not going to be a place for other noise or distractions. And we're going to keep it that way. And that's the whole intent and the goal. And so we're glad to have you here, and we're going to learn a ton. We're going to take a lot of action, and we're going to be very successful. It's going to be really fun for a long time.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks guys. We're going to sign out, and we'll just be back. We'll see you in the Telegram or in, wherever, and maybe YouTube in the next few days or something like that. So thanks again. And we're signing off.